There's something different about standing at mile zero in mile zero. For most people, it's just the start or end of a highway, a sign, a tourist stop, a place to grab a picture. But for me, standing here, it's different. Today, during our spring break trip to Victoria with my teenage daughter, Kenzie, and my wife, Lisa, we came to a spot that could have been one of the most important moments in Canadian history. This is where Terry Fox would have arrived. This is where he would have dipped his prosthetic leg into the Pacific Ocean, symbolizing the end of the Marathon of Hope. And honestly, as an amputee, that thought is hard to even process. You stand here looking at the ocean, hearing the traffic, seeing tourists walking around, and then you realize the magnitude of what Terry would have accomplished. One leg, cancer, pain most of us can't even imagine. And yet, he kept moving forward, day after day, province after province, for something bigger than himself. Coming here today was emotional for me because cancer has taken people I love. And being an amputee myself, there's this connection you feel with Terry Fox that's hard to explain unless you live it. He understood all of it and still chose hope. I'll be honest though, I started getting frustrated while trying to film here today. I wanted these perfect cinematic shots of Terry Fox statue designed by Canadian sculptor Nathan Scott. Every single time I lined up a shot, there were people there, families, kids, tourists. Somebody always walked into the frame. I kept circling back thinking, come on, I just need one clean shot. But then something hit me. The people standing there weren't ruining the moment. They were the moment. People were teaching their kids who Terry Fox was. Other amputees were paying tribute. People were stopping, reflecting, reading the plaques, taking photos, talking about cancer research. And suddenly I realized this is exactly what Terry would have wanted. Not an empty statue, not silence, but people remembering, people talking, people continuing the dream of finding a cure for cancer. And standing here today, I can't help but wonder what would have happened if Terry had made it all the way. Would he have come here to mile zero? Would he have gone to the Parliament buildings? Would he have poured that jug of Atlantic Ocean water into the Victoria Harbour as a final symbolization moment connecting Canada from coast to coast? We'll never know. But what we do know is that decades later, people are still inspired by him. Kids still learn his name. Cancer research still benefits from his legacy. And people like me still stand here, humbled by what one man with a dream was able to accomplish. That's the power of hope.
Maybe I won't make it, but if it's up to me, I think I can do it.
Terry Fox was an 18-year-old from British Columbia when he was diagnosed with bone cancer in his right knee. Amputation and chemotherapy left him with an artificial leg, and memories of those still in the cancer ward.
Kids my age and younger, and you just can't leave something like that and try and forget it, and I couldn't anyway. I had to try and do something about it.
And so he did. Terry trained on his new leg for 14 months, then told his family that he would run east to west across Canada, hoping to raise $1 million for cancer research. On April 12, 1980, at the easternmost point of Canada, it began, the Marathon of Hope. And Terry would do it by running 26 miles, a marathon, every single day. With his best friend Doug Allward and brother Daryl following in a support van, 21-year-old Terry would rise at 4 a.m. to run 12 miles, rest, then do 14 miles in the afternoon. seeking donations across lonely expanses of highway. In Toronto, thousands cheered him. For Canadians, Terry had become an inspirational hero. But what inspired Terry were the children he was trying so hard to help. Children like Greg Scott.
I'm crying now because there's somebody here right now who is going through the same thing that I went through. Exact same thing, and he's only 10 years old. And I had the most inspirational day of my life today.
And so Terry gave himself an afternoon off from the Marathon of Hope to swim with Greg. It was just the 4th day off in 137 days on the road. As he approached the city of Thunder Bay on September 1st, Terry Fox had run 3,339 miles. He was on this stretch of road, at this white marker, when he asked to be taken to the hospital. From a stretcher, Terry shared the news of his diagnosis.
The cancer had spread, and now I've got cancer in my lungs. And we got to go home and try and do some more treatment. But all I can say is if there's any way I can get out there again and finish it, I will.
Well, hey there, guys. Oh my God. I was on my way to see the Terry Fox statue at mile 0. Just following this path along the ocean, and oh my God, I saw this little lookout and I pulled in here, and this is just spectacular. It reminds you of, I don't know, like a painting or a postcard. It's just so beautiful. Just stunning. And this is just like 10 minutes out of downtown Victoria, maybe. Just stunning. Well, I'm going to sit here for a couple minutes and just enjoy the beauty and then head on to see the Terry Fox statue at mile 0. I can see why Terry would have picked this place to stop to end his Marathon of Hope. Definitely one ocean to the other ocean. Can't beat that. Wow. Incredible. Hey guys, so no trip to Victoria is complete without going to mile 0. Now, as many of you guys know, I'm a huge, I always get weirded out when I say it, but fan of Terry Fox. I get weirded out because a fan sounds like a sports fan, but I'm inspired by what Terry did and what Terry did for cancer research and for the world. But what mile 0 represents is where Terry would have stopped the Marathon of Hope if he had completed it. Now, June 28th, right out of Thunder Bay, Ontario, Terry stopped running. The cancer had gone up to his lungs. And they say that when he was running, the cancer tumor was so big that he was breathing through a straw. Can you imagine running with a straw? Especially in the conditions that Terry ran in, let alone with a prosthetic leg that wasn't in today's technology at all. It's just incredible. It's so inspiring. And I always want to come here to see what mile zero is and where he would have stopped running. And then thinking in my head, would he have, when he came here, would he have ran to this spot? Or would he have gone to the government buildings just down the street? I somehow think he would be in this park where there'd be less government influence, because Terry and the Fox family is not about politics and whatever the latest government was about back then. They're about cancer research and finding a cure for cancer. So the kids didn't have to suffer as much as Terry. I just find it so powerful, and every time I come to Victoria, and this is the third time I've come here, I always have to come to mile zero because it represents so much and what could have been if it would have been completed. Now, the guy that did this statue, I can't remember his name, I'll put it right down here. It's just, the detail in this statue is just incredible. They show his prosthetic leg, his shoe in detail, like you can see the Adidas label. It's next level, and to do that much level out of bronze, or I'm guessing bronze, it's just, you just can't think of it. For me, it's a somber moment to visit where dreams would have been completed. But maybe, it sounds bad, but maybe Terry wouldn't have been what Terry is today if he would have completed the Marathon of Hope. Would he have just disappeared into history because he completed it? Or would society still remember the monumental moment of what he did? Last summer, and I'll put a link to the video here, I went to where Terry's buried, and this is where he would have been. Still on my bucket list, I want to go to Thunder Bay where Terry stopped running on that side of the highway and said, I need to go see the hospital. I need to go see a doctor. And the cancer had spread to his lungs. Thank you, Terry. Look at the detail. You can see his shoelaces, how they're tied up, and the muscle in his leg. The one thing it doesn't show is everybody always sees his shorts and they think it's sweat. But it wasn't sweat, it was blood, because his leg was cutting into him as he ran because he didn't wear a liner. You can even see, like, there's the hose clamp that held this part here is the elastic that brought Terry's leg back straight. Even underneath, look at the tread design in it. Just so powerful to see it and to see the detail. This is one part I like too, is you see the determination in his face, just continuing on. I can't imagine the agony Terry would have been in. And then written on his shirt there is the Marathon of Hope. So moving, and Nathan Scott, the artist that did this, is just, he's blowing it out of the park. It's just so incredible. No trip to Victoria is never complete without going to see Terry and where he would have completed the Marathon of Hope. Now, the last time I was here, I didn't really notice this, but I guess it's been here, is this bench that was dedicated to Bill Viggers, 1946 to 1924. And he's the one that authored Terry and Me. And I'll put a link to his book here, but I know the kids every year read it in the elementary schools before they do the Marathon of Hope. Real guy that, in my mind, is a hero because he's keeping Terry's dream alive. I really, truly, no YouTube BS. I just can't compute it, how powerful being here is and how seeing this statue in mile zero, and then seeing this bench dedicated to Bill Victor's. And there in the background it says mile zero, facing towards the ocean. Now Terry he started back east because he wanted to run home, and he dipped his leg in the Atlantic Ocean, and then he of course was running across Canada to the Pacific Ocean to dip his leg in the other end. And of course the whole time he was here, the whole time he was running, he had ocean water from the Atlantic Ocean. He was going to dump it back in the Pacific Ocean. Thank you guys for watching this video and for remembering Terry for what Terry was. And I'll put a link to the Terry Fox Foundation and of course any research done in Terry's name. I guess the last thing I have to say is never stop dreaming, never stop believing, and take it one leg at a time. We'll see you again next Wednesday.
Down at the tire shop, just earning my key, when that elevator dropped, boy, it made me leave. Humpty Dumpty ain't got nothing on me. Doc stitched me up, but they set my leg free. Now I'm part middle, part man, and still kicking life through a curve, but I ain't quitting, one leg at a time. That's how I roll through the twists and the turns. I found my soul, got a van